Yeah, one of the first things I mentioned, I believe, after conservation talk was how I managed to come to have the property. And one of the things I mentioned was my father finally took advantage of very good estate planning in order to preserve his legacy, which, as I understand it, and well, at the benefactor of, I received a share of, part of which would be the farm, this law firm, and actually that legacy came from the guy pictured right about there. That's my grandfather and grandmother in 19, and that's back in 1927 or so. So anyhow, one of the big dangers facing everyone is what happens when you die with your stuff. And a lot of people think that a will is a good solution for what happens with your stuff when you die. And I'm here to tell you that that is probably one of the worst planning tools you could use. It should be not relied on. It should be a tool in the toolbox, but it's not going to be driving the ship. And the reason is that wills are primarily made to benefit everybody but your family, or anyone but your intended inheritors, people that you want to give property to, whether it's a charity or otherwise. Basically, it's the gateway for the probate court. And the probate court is the court that administers wills and makes sure that the directions in the will are taken care of. And in doing so, the court prioritizes the court first and foremost. It prioritizes creditors, that is, people who the person might have owed money to. It prioritizes the people who get paid, who assume the duties for doing what's required under the will, which would be the attorney and the executor. And I'll share with you below how those fees are calculated. But basically, the fees that a person would be exposed to going through a probate court are about 9 to 10% of all of the gross assets, not net assets. So if you have a $200,000 house with a $80,000 mortgage value, the fee is based on the $200,000 house. You don't care about the mortgage on it. So the fees can get exorbitant, and we figure for I don't know, $800,000 estate. If you multiply that times 8, 9, 10%, you get a lot of money. And that's all money that goes to strangers, not your family, or not the charity that you care about. So what we recommend is that if you hear the word of someone saying, gee, I'll give you a cheap will, I hear if Fifth Third Bank even is giving away wills somehow through their investment people, which is craziness. It's like giving away crack. It's the worst thing you could do. So there are plenty of probate solutions, one of which would be a trust. A lot of people consider pay on death, and pay on death could work, could be appropriate, more than likely isn't. And anyhow, we can share that information with you in further videos. Thank you.